Cyber fraud is on the rise. It has been for years, and as we see AI progress, we are seeing more and more of it. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to make sure you are talking to a real mortgage lender. I'm seeing so much bad behavior right now, and it's directed at you, the potential home buyer, or you, the homeowner, with people masquerading as lenders. And I think that it's very important that you are doing some research before you give your information to anyone. I don't care what they text you. I don't care what they tell you. You need to check, verify, and verify again. So today I'm going to be telling you how to do that. If you're new to the channel, if you're not, I know, you guys are so fun too, because you call me and you're like, when we're talking about your loan, you're like, I'm a mortgage lender. My team's licensed in 50 states. We're one of the top purchase teams in America. Yes, we do refinances too. We're here to help you get home. We're here to help you get home in a transparent way. Real mortgage lender for the last 18 years. I'm a great example of how you can verify someone, okay? So let's talk about what's going on. So right now we're seeing more and more AI both in the mortgage industry and outside of the mortgage industry. In the mortgage industry, we're seeing it verify documents. It can be incredibly helpful on the back end. But we're also starting to see lenders use it on the front end. And what that means is you may get a phone call and it sounds like a real person and you're having a conversation with this real person, and it's not, it's a robot, okay? Or you're getting a text message, and this isn't even necessarily AI, but you're getting a text message and it's saying, VA appointed us to reach out to you to lower your rate. You know, the key things with both of these, and what I would recommend doing first, is before you engage with anybody on the phone or on text. If it's text, look up the phone number first. If you type in the phone number and you don't see immediately where it goes to, delete it. Okay, now look, if they're saying something like if they're impersonating VA or they're saying some stuff where they're acting like there's lenders right now pretending that they're on my team. You guys see any of that stuff, please send it to me, text it to 786-933-2077, okay? Now, when we talk about looking up phone numbers, let's start with that. If you guys want to do this as we talk through it, it may help you, okay? If you type in 786-933-2077, the first thing that you're going to see come up is going to be rate. It's going to say Jennifer Beeston, rate. You know, you'll see it verified in other places. That's what you want to see. If somebody's calling you from a phone number and they're claiming to be a lender, you should be able to verify that phone number. If the phone number is masked, why? Why? And look, there's going to be some lenders that are like, oh, well, when we're doing trigger leads and we're call centers, like we have all these thousands of numbers impersonating. And that's what you see, right? It's like, let's say that my area code 786, there's all these people pretending they're local who aren't. You know, you see that across the country. Okay, but why isn't it tied to the company still, right? Lending, mortgages, money, all of it needs to be transparent. And if someone's saying, hey, I can get you a great deal, call me, give me your personal information, your date of birth, your social security, basically an identity theft toolkit, you got to be able to verify them. Because at the same level, right, there's cyber criminals that realize that people will trust this and give them information if they impersonate mortgage lenders. It's very important that you guys are verifying that you're talking to a real mortgage lender. And it's not a cyber criminal, or it's not a lender that's trying to hide their identity. Because why would they? Right? It's so weird to me, but it's a big thing, right? And we see it especially in the VA space because they're trying to pretend that VA appointed them, which is a pack of lies, and they know if they put their full name with that message that they're going to get shut down so quick they're not going to know what to do. So they make it cagey. So number one, if somebody's calling you, texting you, look up the number. Number two, if you're like, oh gosh, I can't look up the number, I've got this person on the phone, ask directly, can you please tell me who you are calling behalf on? I need the loan officer's name, their NMLS number, we'll talk about that in a minute, and the company that you work for, okay? Look, if you say this to my team, right? My team's gonna say, hey, I work for Jennifer Beeston, I am Jennifer Anderson. She's gonna say what her NMLS number is, right? And she works at rate. It's not anything hard for us to say, okay? If someone doesn't want to give you that information, you have to ask why, right? If you were hiring a plumber, would you think it's weird if they wouldn't tell you what plumbing company they work for or what their full name is? Would you let them in your house? I wouldn't, right? But people are giving out their financial information without this because people are using trigger words. So very, very careful. Okay, so let's say now they say, oh, I'm working with Alex Smith, NMLS 128643. Say, okay, I need to write that down, please. Write it down. Say, great, I'll call you back, okay? And if they're like, but I want to talk to you now. You haven't researched Alex Smith, guys. Now look, if you're like, Jen, it's you, I've already researched you. Okay, if you've already researched the loan officer, that's fine. But most of the times that you're getting these calls or texts, it's from someone that you've never met before. It's either a cyber criminal or it's someone that bought your information, gross, right? So that they could try to offer you something. You need to research everybody before you talk to them, especially about your money. Like, that's the thing. So you write down the NMLS number. I'm gonna have a link in this video in the comments to the NMLS Consumer Access on my YouTube page, okay guys? If you go to my links, NMLS Consumer Access is one of the links. We're supposed to have that so you can verify that we are legitimate loan officers, that we are licensed, and the states that we're licensed in, okay? This is a bare minimum as a consumer protecting your wallet. I can't stress it enough. And people go, oh, well, would someone really impersonate a lender? Yeah, you know, and well, Jen, it is a lender, so why does it matter? Guys, why is the lender not being forthright with their information? And if they are being forthright with their information, you should definitely be checking out reviews to make sure it's someone you want to work with. Period. The individual loan officer, okay? And look, sometimes people will lie. They'll say, hey, I'm Alex Smith and I'm with UWM. Well, UWM is actually one of the biggest wholesalers. So are they a broker? What's their deal? Why can't they just say the truth? Okay? I can't stress that enough because so many people respond to these text messages. So many people respond to these calls, whether it's human or AI, they respond, and that's why we see it continue. We see shady lenders, you know, trying to pretend they're on teams they're not and everything else. And then we also see the cyber criminal element where, look, the information that you give a lender, it's an identity theft toolkit. To do a loan, I need your social security, your date of birth, your address, your work, every single thing to steal an identity. So if you're giving out that information, you need to make sure you know who you're giving that information out to. Now, one more thing I want to bring to your attention, two more actually. So one of the things that I think is super scary is there are some cyber criminals that will take, like, it's the reason I'm not on TikTok anymore, and I erased all my videos because there were people doing, you know, Jennifer Beeston, spelling my name slightly, you know, wrong, and then they would steal my videos, put them up there, and then if anyone engaged with the page, they would say, oh, hey, it's Jennifer, I really want to do your loan. Can you go to my website and fill out my application? But the website wasn't me, because it wasn't me, right? It was a cyber criminal. You went to the website, because this was brought to me by a client that's like, dude, you got to look at this. They're pretending to be you. And I was like, oh my God. I go to the website. The website looks like a lender website, but it's not. It's not. It's asking for all your identity theft information, but there's no NMLS. There's no company information. You know, if you go to the rate.com website, look at how much information on licensing is there. If you're ever looking at a lender website and they don't have licensing information, run, because either one, it's a cyber criminal pretending to be a lender, or number two, it's a lender that doesn't know basic rules, so how the hell do they know how to do a loan, right? It's basic, okay? So in this case, it was like, I couldn't even find that it was a real loan company. I think it was cyber criminals. And so I went to TikTok. I'm like, you got to watch out for this. You got to take this down. Nothing got done. So I erased all my videos. I was like, done, and I haven't had that on other platforms, thankfully, but it is an emerging world. And that's why you guys want to check, let's say that you see a video and you're like, oh, that's Jennifer Beeston, but then the website doesn't show my face and it's not rate, it's something else. And there's no licensing information and the phone number doesn't match the phone number I'm always giving you guys. It's not me, okay? For instance, there's a website right now, it's called Coco Loan. And what they do is they have it look like all these different lenders have marketplaces on their website. I'm not kidding. It looks like I'm on their website. And you could look for Jennifer Beeston, it comes up, and then it says apply here. And it's got my Google reviews, it's got some of my information, it's got my picture. So you're like, oh, Jen must be in this marketplace. The application doesn't go to me, guys. It's not me. They're just stealing my identity to try to get you guys to give them information. That one we actually had, I had the rate lawyers look at, right? Because whenever there's stuff like that, the first thing I'm gonna do is try to get IT involved to figure out who it is. With the VA text recently, we couldn't figure out the mass number. I'm gonna get legal involved, especially if it's someone using my image. I don't want you guys deceived. And we deep dived on this company. We couldn't figure out who owned it. And they have oh, if you have a complaint or blah, 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 email us. I mailed 27 times. Take me off your site. Take me off your site. Nothing. And we can't even figure out how to go after them because there's no identifying information. And that's the world we live in. And that's why you guys need to be so careful. So with them, you click apply to do a loan. It's not me you're applying with. Then they say they have all these different partners, okay? So I was like, oh, is this some weird lead site? Who are their partners? And one of their partners was Loan Depot, and I had a friend over there. And I called them and I'm like, hey, are you guys working with this company? He's like, I don't think so. Let me go ask that division. And they're like, no, we're not. So this company was taking my image, and it wasn't just me, it was lots of different loan officers at different companies. It was like Bank of America too, guys. It was crazy. And they were saying they had these partners that were big names as well, that they didn't. And what they actually ultimately would potentially maybe do if they didn't steal your identity, none of us went that far in the process because we weren't going to risk it, was hard money loans, which had nothing to do with housing loans. So, I haven't checked recently, but last I checked, it was still there. I reported it to the DOJ. I was pretty vocal about it in the ways I could be, but it's that's the type of stuff that's happening every day. And what you need to be careful for as a consumer is, look, the information that you give a mortgage lender is very valuable. And you need to make sure that whoever you're giving it to is licensed, that you're actually giving it to them. You're going to verify phone numbers. You're going to verify everything. A legit lender is verifiable. That's the thing. I've got a lot of friends who are lenders. You can easily verify them. Jason Harris, Julie Felsman, Danny Delgado, any of them. If they call you, you're going to look up their cell phone numbers, and guess what? It's going to go to them. You're going to see online, that's their phone number. If you have someone approaching you, or if you are told to work with a lender and you can't verify them through NMLS, through the phone number, through websites, don't do it. It's not worth the risk. We don't even know if they're a real lender. So I hope this video was helpful. I guess I didn't really talk about the AI voice stuff a lot in this. It's something we're going to be talking about more. Look, I'll never have a robot call you guys pretending to be a human. That's not right. But we are seeing a lot of that right now. So if you're starting to see it, drop it in the comments. Have some fun with it. But, everything's about transparency. If you need a mortgage, if you want to get pre-approved, if you want to plan to buy a house, give my team a call. Make sure you research me first. 786-933-2077. That is our bat phone. Thanks for watching, guys.